Let's take you to this matter now, where the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says it continues to receive a number of neglected pets during the festive period. The SPCA has cautioned pet owners to be especially vigilant of their furry friends and to ensure their safety on New Year's Eve, when many people use fireworks. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho is in the south of Johannesburg and joins us now. Katleho, very good morning to you. What is management at the SPCA saying, and how can owners better care for their pets at a time where fireworks are going to be sounding a lot louder than what we as humans are hearing to animals?
Certainly, Mpo. A very good morning. We are here at the National SPCA, the Boysons branch in particular, and this is where, we see the furry friends around us, and it is about caring for them, especially during the festive period. As we know, many people go on holiday and they leave their pets at home, and it's often up to the owners to make sure that there is a sitter to make sure that your pets receive, water and food every day as they should, and that they're cared for in the right ways. And yes, as you rightfully point out there, Mpo, the issue is that, New Year's Eve, everyone goes out and buys fireworks, and often the loud noises is very sensitive to the ears of dogs and cats, and so it's quite disturbing for them to try and, mitigate those loud sounds, and it is about owners making sure that they care for pets during that time. But to speak to me, I do have with me Jacques from the NSPCA to tell us more about the trends that they see during the festive season. I mean, Jacques, thank you for your time. If you could just take us through what is the main challenge that you see year on year as it regards our furry friends.
Thank you so much for having us. I think something that sorely lacks in South Africa in general is the notion of responsible pet ownership, that you aren't just a pet owner for a day, a week or a month, but that it is a lifetime commitment even during the festive season, when festivities might take the forefront instead of your pets at home. And we might see that with people surrendering their animals because they have plans over the festive season, people factually abandoning their animals at home because they haven't made provision for their animals to be sitted or to be cared for during their stay out. As you've also rightfully mentioned, fireworks is a huge issue in South Africa and across the world, and we expect it. That's why we need to be responsible pet owners, and we need to take mitigating steps to ensure that our pets are safe.
Absolutely. And I mean, Jacques, just tell us, it's not just cats and dogs. All kinds of livestock during the festive season. We see people through traditional rituals slaughtering animals. What do you see in terms of those kinds of trends?
Animals are traded across South Africa every single day. During the festive season, there is a spike in the informal trading of animals at sale yards and hawking or vending sites, where animals are sold for personal slaughter, for personal consumption. And unfortunately, we do see a lot of cruelty in that respect. Livestock being tied up at the back of bakkies, put in the boots of vehicles, and really just treated inhumanely. And it's very important that the animal is treated with compassion and respect up to the last moment of its life, even though that animal might be for consumption.
Absolutely. And just your advice in terms of if I'm going on holiday, this festive season, what actually is the proper steps I need to take, whether I have a cat or a dog or a parrot? What are the right steps to take?
In terms of pets at home, you need to realize that they are your responsibility, and you need to ensure that they are cared for. You are their tribe, and they look to you for safety and for love and for compassion. So it's really important that you observe your animals during the festive season, not just only for fireworks, but a rush of strange people coming into your house for festivities might be strange to your animals, and they might react differently to what you're used to. So it's really important that you observe them and ensure that they are fine. In terms of fireworks, as I've said before, we are expecting it. We can't just take fireworks away with the the blink of an eye, even though we want to. So as pet owners, we need to take mitigating steps in terms of fireworks. Ensure your animals are comfortable in a setting where they feel safe, in a room with high windows, maybe like your kitchen, to prevent the risk of trying to escape. If your animal is really reactive, consult your local veterinarian to see if there aren't any medications which your animal may take just to calm them down. And it's always really important to ensure that your animals are cared for in all respects: potable water, food, shelter from all the elements, being it the heat, being cold, being rain. You can't just abandon your animals at home with no provision.
Absolutely. And just a last one, Jacques, in terms of the consequences. So say I've left my dog abandoned and the SPCA, you take it in. What are the consequences for owners who neglect their pets?
In terms of the Animals Protection Act, you'll be able to attract criminal liability in terms of various of the sections, being it the failure to provide potable water, the failure to provide food, the failure to provide shelter, or abandoning the animal. In terms of consequences of letting your animal unnecessarily suffer, in terms of not providing veterinary care if that animal is in need of veterinary care. So it's really important to understand that to you it might just be a pet, but in terms of our constitutional court, all animals in South Africa are sentient beings, and you can attract serious criminal liability.
Absolutely. Jacques, thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Mpho, you heard it there from Jacques, just explaining the ways in which pet owners are responsible for their pets, especially during the festive season, and making sure that your pets have the water, the food that they need, and making sure that even if you go away on holiday, that there's a responsible sitter who's there, but also highlighting the issue around farm animals and livestock. So many people do slaughter animals during this time. Just making sure that you do so in the right ways, and that you make sure you've made sure that you don't tie that animal at the back of a van and ill-treat it in a way that is not that's actually cruelty to animals. Just being conscious of those efforts.
And we've also heard, Katleho, him emphasizing the repercussions that come with it should you be found breaking those laws and not abiding by them when it comes to caring for your animals.